All right, lads. Merry Christmas. Oh, two cigars. Okay, so we're talking about a Christmas cigar today. So the main one's this one. But what I would suggest, if you're feeling particularly generous to yourself on Christmas Day, if you would like a cigar in the morning, let the kids open the presents, whatever, and go out and have a puff. The Perdomo 10th anniversary Connecticut. Beautiful, mild cigar. Absolutely one of my favourites from the Dominican Republic, non-Cuban. Lovely cigar. Around about the 21, 22 quid. This is a Robusto. It's a 5x50 gauge. Very nice. That is a fantastic morning cigar that's not going to break the bank on one day, is it? So, morning. Now, for the main event, this year, I've chosen one of my favourites. I absolutely love this brand and I love this cigar. So, it's the Romeo y Julieta, and this one is the White Churchill, which is 5¼ inches long and a 55 gauge ring gauge. So, it's quite a chunky one. Lovely, medium strength, beautiful cigar. So look, when I get these real fat ones, a lot of you that watch my videos know I like the V cutter, but that only gives you a slim opening. With the wider cigars, you might be better off just with the normal guillotine cutter. Gives you more area to suck the air in, or suck the air through the cigar, and then maybe keep the heat down a little bit. Make the cigar taste better. Right, cut done. I have got two lighters here, just in case, because I didn't test either of them. I like to have a backup while you guys are watching. So it's just my normal jet lighter, triple burner. Just toast the end, usual stuff, same old, same old. We've all done it, haven't we? Who says do this? People that know more about cigars than me. It makes sense, doesn't it? Get some heat into the foot right across the whole width. And with a lighter like this, it's done very quickly and very easily. So we've got a glow across the end. Then that way, when you start drawing on it, you ain't going like a bloody choo-choo train, are you? Instantly, that first draw was wonderful taste. Romeo and Julieta. Right, so it's the play, isn't it? Is it Macbeth? I'm going to maybe show my ignorance there. Okay, so it was named after that play by the guys that started the firm in 1875. I'm not going to tell you their names because I tried as I might. I couldn't get anywhere near pronouncing them. It's now owned by Imperial Tobaccos, the companies. So it's been going since 1875. It's like nearly 150 years, isn't it? It's a very old cigar company. Medium strength. Probably one of the best known cigars, Cuban cigars out there. I think anyone that smoked a cigar's probably heard of Romeo and Julieta, haven't they? So I said medium flavours, didn't I? Lovely. Fantastic. Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Churchill. This was his favourite brand. And he enjoyed them so much so, they introduced the Vitola, which is the size of the cigar, the Churchill Vitola, in respect for that man, which a Churchill cigar is 7 inches long and 47 inch, I wish, 47 ring gauge. So it's it's slimmer than this, but longer, considerably longer. Very nice cigar, very nice cigar. They're about 50 something quid. This, on the other hand, is your low 40s. So it's wider than the Churchill, but it's shorter. You can also get in this family various other ones, the Petite Churchill. There's a few there. I'm sure you've come across them, or after this video you might come across them. But it's a fabulous smoke. It's a big cigar. It's going to be about an hour. And I can't think of any better cigar right now than this on a Christmas afternoon. Now clearly I'm filming this not on Christmas afternoon, but I do have another two indoors, so I will be having one on Christmas Day. I don't know, you know what I'm like, lads. What can you say about a cigar? I've known it's bloody lovely, or you don't like it. This is gorgeous. I absolutely love them. Me and my eldest son, Jamie, we both had one a few weeks ago together, and he just absolutely loved it. It's the first one he'd ever had, and he fell in love with it. So the tobacco is grown in the Vuelta Abajo region. Now, I said those words before because a lot of it is going down there. Yes, I am looking at my book. It seems a very good place to grow tobacco plants, doesn't it, down there? I told you it was. It's now owned by Imperial Brands. It's had 2 or 3 owners before then, but like I said, I can't pronounce the words, mate. Sorry, lads, I just can't do it. So, yeah, you'll have to look it up if you're that interested. This brand, Romeo and Julieta, have played quite a big part in the development of the Cuban cigar industry. It's a very important player in it. And they make over 40 different shapes and sizes cigar. And most of them, I know for sure, are the medium. They have brought some newer ones out. Some dearer cigars. I'm not sure if they're mild or what. I've not looked into those, but most of the shapes and sizes are like this. They're the medium. It's a beautiful cigar, lads. Yeah, it's produced handmade, obviously, and they do produce one of the finest cigars in from Cuba at the moment. Yeah, right, there's all my notes. We can close. Oh, let me just tell you one other thing, because I've never heard of this before. This Vitola, this size and shape, is called a Montesco. M-O-N-Tesco, Montesco. Didn't know that, never heard of the word until I did a bit of homework earlier. Montesco. So I thought that was quite interesting. So, I told you what I know about them. Just have a little adjust up here. I got my Christmas gear on, obviously. Wanted to make a bit of an effort. So, where are we? Saturday, I don't know the date. Is it the 21st? I don't know. We finished work yesterday. And today I was going to do a bit of fencing at my place on my own. But it's pouring hard outside, so see you later with that one. I just started to watch the darts and I thought, you know what, I'll come and do this video. The reason why I'm doing it, I had given up on it until last night. I got an email sent from one of the cigar shops that I use saying that the last post to get a cigar for Christmas is Monday. So if you'd like to take my recommendation and get yourself a Romeo White Churchill, I'd put the order in ASAP. Is it the 23rd on Monday? That'll be your last chance. So get on that pretty quick if you want one, boys. Why haven't I done the video earlier? I've had 2 people ask me. I'm so sorry. I have been so busy. I really have been busy. If it's not working, it's sorting stuff out for work, and then I fall asleep. There's been a lot going on. And my dogs have started. You know, I've had enough, like you guys probably have. It's been a long, hard year. Now my dogs are howling. Brilliant. Yeah, it's been a long, hard year. And for us, in particular, our gang, since April, early April, mid-April, something like that, we have been basically covered in dust, me and the nurse, on a daily basis. We've been doing a right load of dirty, dusty work, cutting out, repointing, cutting brickwork out, knocking brickwork down, putting in trays, rebuilding brickwork on that block of flats down the seafront. I went to a Christmas do last night, and the guys that are rendering that have got 5 days left, and that building will be done. So that has overrun, but there was loads more work. We found loads more work, me and the nurse, that we had to do. So there's been a lot more work done there than there was originally priced. So they'll be done. They've got 5 more days, so I'd imagine that's going to be done in the new year. But yeah, so I might even go down and do a video on that when it's all done and the scaffolds dropped, show it you. I'm sure it'd be an improvement. Yeah, dirty, dusty year. It's been a good year. Me and us were talking yesterday, and the Hooks, driving home for Christmas. When we was driving back from work, you know, it's been a good year. It's been really hard, but we've enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun, usual. And we've done a lot. I'm just hoping for more brickwork in the new year. We missed out on a house, as some of you may know. I missed out on 3 extensions just in the last few months. I was meant to be building quite a big wall for someone that went dead. So I've a lot of brickwork that's sort of like been pulled from under my feet. Hence we've been doing other stuff. Our first job back, we're going back on the 28th unless something goes wrong. Tell a lie, the 30th. We're going back on the 30th of December unless something goes wrong. And we're doing an extension, but it's block work. And also there's quite a few block walls in the garden. It's all going to be rendered, obviously going for a modern look. So that's good. There's 3 to 4 weeks work there. And we've got a few other bits. I'm thinking, fingers crossed, we're all right till March. If I can get to March, I've got 3 pointing jobs that start any time then. So we should be all right till April, May. So that's not too bad, is it? 4 or 5 months. I'm sure something will come in that time. So really, finishing the year on a positive note. Having a positive experience right now, smoking this. Mouth full of flavours. It's medium, they say. It's definitely not strong. It's not super full flavour, but it's just lovely, lads. I'm sure most of you that have smoked cigars for a while have tried one of this brand anyway. Maybe not this Vitola. But if you want a long smoke, especially if you've got someone over at Christmas, someone that'll have a puff with you, and you can go out in the garage or wherever and have a giggle, and an hour to yourself, maybe a couple of beers or a few cocktails, or even if you're boring like me, a cup of coffee. You'll enjoy it. It'll be great. I wish I had someone here with me right now, but there you go. Billy No Mates, isn't I? My best mate's the village idiot, isn't he? Bless him. So it's not quite burning brilliant. There's a little bit of unevenness about it, but nothing that I think's alarming. I'm sure you'll gather what that means. They're one of my sponsors, what that says. not too sure if I really should have that in conjunction with this. I've certainly not spoke to anyone from you-know-who about it. But the reps that I have met from that particular company from the States are very nice. I'm sure they'll forgive me as it's Christmas. I think I did the right thing by cutting that with the guillotine. It's basically gone the width of the cigar, where the V cut is much, much narrower. So often what you can, they draw more heat through that smaller gap, and then you'll get tar. You notice tar sometimes if you're sucking too often and too hard. No, sir. You'll get the tar coming out. So with this, there's a lot less chance of doing that. So I highly recommend with the wider vitola doing the guillotine. You know, if you're a bit of a slobberer and get them soaking wet with this way of cutting them, they probably can come apart more. So you just need to be a little bit careful. But it's the oldest way in the book, isn't it? Snipping them like that. Lovely. So these cigar videos, where have they been and where are they going? I started to think the other day, should I take them off my building channel, or should I keep them on there and have or have a separate channel for the cigars? We're not getting many viewers, but the ones I'm getting, and you comment and all that, I really appreciate it. You know that, boys, because I always reply. If anyone has got an opinion on that, would you like me to shut it down, or not shut it down, but stop doing it on here and start up a Trail Cigar channel? I don't know. What do you think? Would it make it? Because there's only a few of us, there's only a few of you watching it. I would like to spread it out a bit, because this is literally my biggest passion. I love it. And I think getting the word out there, maybe with a voice like mine, i.e. a working class dick, is a bit different to the hoity-toities, isn't it? And don't get me wrong, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I like a lot of the guys that do the cigar videos. There are a couple of ones out there that I think are, but the lads from Davidoff, London. Oh come on, they are class, aren't they? They're over the top with that, with how they speak. Like, it'd be my greatest pleasure to cut this cigar for you and all that. But they're fantastic, aren't they? And then there's the father and son. The dad's a writer, and the son sells second-hand 70s clothes, watches and things like that. They're good. They're funny. There's some good ones on there, isn't there? A couple from America. One of them keeps popping up from Texas on my feed. He's all right. They know their stuff, don't they? Whereas obviously I don't. I just know a little bit. I suppose I would like to be able to tell you all about the notes of all what I'm getting, but I can't. I just can't. All I can tell you is that it's just a lovely, very smooth, beautiful draw on this particular stick, which is often hit and miss on a Cuban cigar. That's when you want one of them little tools that you can screw down there and pull a bit of. They're very handy. But this particular one's beautiful. It's perfect. So we've been going about 18, 19 minutes and barely touched it. Look, I think this is well over the hour, isn't it? I think if you was relaxed with a mate smoking this, I think you could probably get an hour and a quarter, hour and a half out of it. And why not for 40 quid? A lot of money in it, lads. 20 bucks these are out in the 20 euros, sorry. I think they're 20 euros or 20 euros and X amount. They're less than 21 euro out in Spain. So if you ever go to Spain on holiday, bring some of these back, definitely. And if you don't smoke, bring them back, phone me up, and I'll give you $20 odd for them. Thinking about doing a day trip out there soon. I looked at some flights the other day. The flight was for this week. It was like 2 days after I was looking, and it was £88 return from London Gatwick, Malaga, back again obviously. So I'd have to drive the van, or Mrs T wouldn't let me have the car, so I'd have to drive the van up to Gatwick, park it for the day, and the flights were quite good. You left at 6:15 in the morning. I'm an early riser, not a problem for me. You get there around about the 10 o'clock mark in the morning, something like that, and then the flight goes at 5 in the afternoon. So you've got all day to go to the cigar shop, but I'd have to have double checked it was open, because I know the one that I like does have a shut day, and I can't remember which one it is. It might be a Sunday. But I'm thinking about it. If you bring back 50 sticks, which is your allowance, you would save money. And if I took Nusser and brought back double, you could definitely save some money. But he wasn't up for it the other day. So I did say to him, he said to me, he's skin. He's lying, he's not skin. He couldn't spend all that money he charges me. So I don't really know how much longer you want me to go on talking. It's 22 minutes. I've probably burnt 25 to 30 mil of that cigar off. It's crazy. It's going to last forever. It's now 20 to 2. So this has been going something in the region since 20 past 1. I would imagine this still be going in an hour at nearly 2:45. Mrs T's out getting her nails done. I've already texted her, don't come banging on the door with a motor. She did it the other week when I was doing one of these, didn't she? In the new year, I'm having a few bits done here at the manor. I've started my fence, as probably most of you will know. We've done 6 bays. 3 of the bays haven't been capped off yet. I've got that to do, and I've got the timber here to do that. And then that's all the broken, blown down panels, so I might just stop at that because it ain't cheap. But the ensuite upstairs in the manor, that's getting changed. I'm having a bigger shower, keep banging my rear end when I'm trying to scrub my legs. We get rot, don't we? And you try and bend over in my shower and bang, bang, elbows, head. So that's going. New loo and vanity. And then Mrs T's having, what's she want? A new sink downstairs in the kitchen. New worktops, new handles. And a couple of new cupboards, which isn't going to be easily done because that's 15 years old, that kitchen. I doubt they do the same doors. There's nothing wrong with that kitchen in there, not even the worktop. It's just she wants to change, and the tiling does need redoing. I must admit, she's found some slate looking splashback or something she's into, but it's always handy to keep them happy every now and then, isn't it, lads? Mrs T, she's a bit like Jekyll and Hyde, very pretty little thing, and then all lovey and dough, and then she turns into psycho bitch. So you got to be careful with her. So a couple of worktops is worth it, if you know what I mean. You know, that's the first bit of ash I'm going to take off, lads. Look, lovely. Now it looks shorter. So yeah, I've covered my year. Told you a bit about it. It's been just dusty. told you what I've got in the new year, what I'm doing, what's happening to the manor. Two-tier Kia skier beer queer, whatever his bloody name is. The latest thing I've heard on that is Mrs. Tizo. The latest thing I've heard on that man, he's now going to postpone all the local elections next May. Well, if that ain't running scared, I don't know what is. If he says anything different to that, that's total lies. He's totally running scared of reform, isn't he? I don't even know if he should be allowed to do that, but obviously he can do what he likes. He's a control freak, isn't he? He is a fascist. He does whatever he likes, that man. We can't do anything. I know a few people that are business owners, not just in the construction, and they've been struggling since he took over. Their businesses has gone downhill. Where Mrs. T works, there's been some layoffs. And I was speaking to her boss the other day. He drove by while I was doing the fencing, and he's hoping for a better year. It's all been going downhill, like I say, since July. So fingers crossed. He does backpedal on a few of the silly things he's done, and the economy does have a little bit of a kickstart, and next year can be all right for us. There's a good mate of mine on here, Harvey, on YouTube. He reckons it's going to get better next year. I'm not as sure about it as he is, but fingers crossed. You know, we don't want any more of this bloody downturn business, do we? We want it to be easy to go and find work. That's the thing, isn't it? It's finding the work. If people are too frightened to spend some money, that's all made harder, isn't it? So, yeah, right, that's enough politics. I ain't doing too much of that today. So, all I can say to you really now then is Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And if you want to make Christmas exceptionally merry this year, you cannot go wrong with that. Romeo y Julieta, wide Churchill. Fantastic smoke, guys. Absolutely fantastic. It's too big for me to sit here and you watch me for the rest of it, because I'll be here the best part of an hour. So I've really enjoyed the comments and everything that you've done, helping me grow this segment, if you like, of the channel. Let me know what I said earlier about doing it on a different, and see what happens, eh? Alright guys, I really appreciate you watching. Have a good evening tonight, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. Pug up.